Hey guys, what is up? AwesomeTheSauce here. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. And I thought, you know what? Theories on Thursdays. I like it. You know, Theory Thursday, why not? So I thought today we would talk about easily one of the most mysterious areas in the entirety of the spiral, which is, of course, you guessed it, the Arcanum. This is where I am right now, and it's definitely one of the places that a lot of people have questions about. Not only do we have doors that are locked, like the Shadow School, and also this mysterious door that we get a little bit of insight, but not too much. There's only a little that we know about this door. I'm not going to spoil that part until I'm done with my walkthrough, in case people are following that. But that being said, guys, I wanted to talk today about what is the Arcanum, especially putting an emphasis on the characters that we find here. So putting an emphasis on characters. So let's start with what world these guys are from. Now, the whole point of the Arcanum seems to be, as someone actually asked in the Wizard101 forum, on the actual site, it seems to be to actually assess threats from outside the spiral. I'm going to read the exact quote that I found. This is called Storytime 2016. It's on the Wizard101 regular website on the forums, in the Ravenwood Commons area, basically that part of the forum. And basically, the answer from a developer in the game he said, the Arcanum is both inside and outside the spiral. It's a part of it, but also apart from it. And basically it was created using deep hidden arcane laws, far beyond the scope of anything you may have learned about at Ravenwood. The purpose of its isolation is to give the scholars there an unbiased perspective of spiral events, and to make sure they can protect against threats that come from outside the spiral. Such threats cannot even be perceived from within the spiral. So that being said, guys, when we're talking about outside the spiral, the first thing I want to talk about right away is this tree right here, Now, the reason why I think this tree is so important is because when you look over there, right outside there, right, there's this flow of energy that comes out of what seems to be a black hole, but it could be a spiral. We have no idea, Basically, even in our own galaxy, there's a black hole right in the middle, And around this black hole, obviously, there are stars, and around those stars are planets. So this could be what possibly the center of the galaxy that we know is a spiral. We have no idea, or the spiral could just be a solar system. Astronomically speaking, we really have no idea what we're dealing with. But one important thing is that the energy flows from the roots, if you notice, and it goes into the actual thing, the Arcanum. If you guys, let me see if I can find a place where it does go in. It's really hard to get the angle just right, but it does definitely go in. I mean, you can take my word for it, but also look, from the leaves, it also goes up. So the roots are taking in energy, as you can see from the direction, and the tree is putting out the energy to the rest of the Arcanum. So it seems like it's some kind of spaceship. That's what I think it is, because it's taking energy and it's powered and it's stopped somewhere outside of what's presumably the spiral. So that being said, what I believe, frankly, is that this tree is a tree that was created using those arcane magics, but I think it's supposed to be an astral tree. Why I say that? It's because it's white and blue. It seems very, very star-like, And we've seen every other type of tree except this kind of tree, which is presumably meaning it's an astral tree. It seems to take power from space. I think it would check out, I mean, obviously there's no guarantee that that's what it is. But from the energy that comes in and out, I definitely think this is some kind of spaceship. I think that's why we're here. But this video isn't just about that tree. That's just one theory that I have. The other theory has to do with these characters. Now, this really came out of the fact that, I was wondering, how did these guys actually end up here? Now, the question was also asked in the same storyline thread, the storytime thread. And basically, the idea was, everyone came through different means. Some of them were recruited like us. Others were actually found from the original point, and others are relatively new, like the Shadow Scholar. We actually have no idea what time these guys joined, but I think it's safe to say that they're from worlds we've never gone to. And that being said, that means that they're champions from all over the spiral. But one thing that I was very, very quick to note, we definitely, obviously the life boss, or not the life boss, the life teacher, or the scholar, Xander, he seems to have pictures of this world that seems to be plant-based. So I thought of Wisteria immediately, but I mean, that actually seems to be a house, like that. What that is, it seems to be a house. You know, the house that actually, you know, created. The house that has that, you know, Venus flytrap in the middle, it's a house. But there seems to be like these planes that they look like Australia. That's what it seems to be. Obviously, he's an Australian. He's based on some Australian. But very, very interesting to note, it seems like Jackie is also from there. One important thing to note, though, however, you know, we know that Jackie cannot be the best at balance magic. It just simply cannot be. You know, she had to have learned it from someone else. We know from history that Alhazred was the first one who created balance magic. He strung together the magic to create it. So Jackie is definitely a student. She's not the original professor, definitely. And she also seems to be from the world of Australia, or, you know, whatever the Australian version is. We have no idea of knowing. But, you know, you can tell from the pictures. Now, where I'm going with this is that they're from different parts of the spiral, as we know from these new worlds that we've never seen before. But more importantly, they're not necessarily the best at what they do. They seem to have some other type of connection, you know, that brings them together. And the way I'm going with this, definitely, is, you know, based on the fact that they're trying to protect the spiral. They know information that very, very few people know. And the reason I go about this is I actually found a connection between the Storm and Fire schools. Now, I talked about this in my Imperia video, but there seems to be some kind of storm anchor here. You know, there seems to be some kind of storm anchor, and we know that these anchors are, you know, larger than our wizard. You know, they're based in the origin of the spiral, definitely. And it seems to be the storm anchor right here. But very, very strangely, there also seems to be some kind of fire anchor, and you'll notice that in this room. Now, we don't know where Ion is from, and we definitely don't know where this guy is from. You know, that's there's no way. But look, he has a fire anchor here too. Now, judging by the fact that they try to protect the spiral, they seem to be from specific worlds. You know, it's very strange, you know, that Australian world, there are two people from that world. And it's also very, very strange that from the world of Polaris is both the Ice and the Myth Professor. So I definitely think that they are selected specifically from worlds with specific anchors or specific parts to them that, you know, relate to the origin of the spiral. And the reason I say that is because you have two professors who are from this one place that we've never heard of. It has to be an important world. We have our wizard who's from Ravenwood, who's the center of the spiral, as you can see just from this. And we have these professors from places with anchors. I definitely think that the connection that these people have isn't that they're amazing at what they do. I think it's more that they found something about the spiral using their knowledge of fire, storm, ice, or whatever. I definitely think that these guys aren't necessarily the best at what they do, but they have knowledge that helps them fend off threats to the spiral. We definitely don't know enough about them to judge them and make any kind of conclusion, but I definitely think that they're not who they are telling themselves out to be, you know? They're making sure that we gain their trust, but they know magic that they're not even showing us. They know arcane magic that they're not even showing us. They seem to be completely outside the spiral, and they seem to have something connecting them that we are just not aware of, you know? It seems to be that they know about something that we don't. Something about the spiral and how it works that we fundamentally don't. So guys, what do you think about the anchors? What do you guys think about the professors? What do you think about the tree? And definitely tell me all of that in the comments. You know, I really, really want to know. What do you think about that black hole and the energy? Do you think it's a spaceship? You know, there's a lot of things here that, you know, it's totally up to theory. And that's what I really love about the Arcanum. What I definitely do think is that the Arcanum scholars know something that they are not telling us. And I definitely think that they're individually there. You know, they don't operate as a group. That being said, I think there's tons of room for any of them to turn on us. I definitely think there's tons of room for these scholars to betray us. And, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll make a theory video on who is the most likely to betray us. But that being said, guys, I have to leave you guys off. If someone hasn't told you you're awesome today, they're doing something wrong. So stay awesome, bro. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think, start a discussion, and yeah.